defensively, you had been so much better consistently, and then tonight happens. What changed tonight that all of a sudden the Pacers got out there with the assists, with the shooting percentage and everything?
I think just a lack of urgency, lack of focus, a bunch of things combined. Yeah.
After the game, Jimmy said he feels that the way he's being cast and used on this team, he can't be his best self, and that he might not be able to regain his joy playing here. For someone in the locker room who's been with him for such a long ride now in your 6 years, what's your reaction when someone says something like that in a post-game interview?
I don't even know.
Surprised by that?
Not really.
What did you just said?
So I don't know. We all trying to find joy in it at the same time. So we'll see.
What do you think could change to get him more involved?
Never get it so much
More involved.
easy.
I'm not sure. I have no clue. I'm not the coach. We try to get him involved, I thought.
Have you felt that in the locker room? What he was talking about, post-game, lack of joy, and the feeling like he wasn't involved in the offense?
I feel like the vibes are great. I don't know. Vibes are great to me. I'm about to enjoy my night.
I think it's a bad night all around. You lose the game. Obviously, he's frustrated. He feels like he's, standing in the corner. So he's got a lot of things going on in this corner. For us, keep the main thing, like our coach always tells us. We play to win, and that's what it's all about.
Bam, as a captain, when you hear a teammate saying he can't say whether he prefers to be here and then talks about that he might find his joy somewhere else, how do you as a team that are trying to play together, that are going to be here, that are pushing through all this, how do you as a locker room deal with someone like that when one of your leading men says he's not so sure he wants to be here?
How else you gonna do it? We go out there and play basketball still. It's still our job. It's still what pays our family, take care of our family, take care of a lot of us. So we can't slow down. We have to figure out how to win games and push through.
Bam, I know this is more for the coaching staff to figure out, but how do you feel like you guys can get Jimmy more involved in the offense when he says he feels like his role changed within the offense this season?
It's gonna take time. That's the one thing. It's all this going on because it's a glaring effort that we need to make as a team just to get him the ball. I feel like you said, it's a coaching thing, but I feel like Spo figured that out.
Jimmy, how would you describe how you felt about your performance and focus tonight?
I felt great. I feel like I was focused. I feel like I did my job, or what at least my job is now.
When you say what your job is now, we're sort of not used to see you standing in the corner for extended periods like that. Is that a change in the team approach that has cast you that way? And for you to be your best version of yourself, can that be your role and you thrive to the best of your ability?
It can be my role here. But that's not what I'm used to being. I haven't been that since, my first, second, third year in the league, where I just went out there and played defense. But I competed, I guarded, I try not to let my man score. But that's what I'm doing now.
Well, Coach was in here saying he wants to get you more on the point and get you more activated. So is that something that you're amenable to? And is that something that might be necessary to get you back closer to the top of your game and your form?
That ain't gonna fix it.
Jimmy, when do you feel like your role in the offense changed, and what has been the toughest adjustment to that change?
It's not a tough adjustment to me. I'm going out there to compete to win either way. Whether I score 9 points or 29 points, I will compete. That's one thing that I will say. So you won't say that I'm out there not playing hard. It may look like that because my usage is down and I don't shoot the ball a lot, but we won't sit here and say that I don't play hard.
What will fix it? What do you want to see happen to fix it?
What do I want to see happen? I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon. But I want to get my joy back. I'm happy here, you know, off the court, but I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop, and I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that.
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
We got outplayed from the tip, you know, all the way until, you know, probably 7 minutes, that last group that was in there. You know, Indiana outplayed us. I mean, we were on our heels the entire night.
Defensively, what did you see early on that let them get comfortable and get into that type of rhythm?
You know, you know, we just weren't mentally prepared, you know, for the pace. And it's not just the full court pace, it's the half court pace. It's, you know, the pitch aheads, one possession, you know, of attacking. It's a quick trigger the next possession. Then the next possession, it's 5, 6, 7 situations you have to defend with focus, discipline. And, you know, we just, you know, tended to break down, you know, at some point. You have to give them credit. You know, they played with great energy and purpose, and we were never really able to get control of, you know, what they were trying to do. Their pressure also got us out of, you know, getting the ball where we needed to get to, but I think we were scattered, you know, from just being down 10 and playing, you know, catch up, you know, virtually the whole night.
I understand when he got the bulk of his points, the game was largely out of hand. But from what you saw from Khalil, from the scoring, but also from the lack of rebounding, sort of your thoughts on where you can take it to the next step and just what he did in his minutes.
Yeah, I can compartmentalize. You know, I'm frustrated, you know, about, you know, this game and a big game against a team that we're jostling against right now. But those last, you know, whatever, 7, 8, 9 minutes of the game, you know, were the most inspiring part of the game, probably the only inspiring game for us. And it was, you know, the efforts, you know, at the rim. You know, he's changing shots. That's something we're definitely going to have to talk about. You know, if he goes, we had to get the next guy blocking out. But his activity defensively was great. Pick and roll coverages were solid. And then on the other end, he just played with great energy. It started out getting, you know, some easy stuff at the rim. Then the threes went from there. Then the lobs, you know, all of it. And it was encouraging. You know, we have a very talented, dedicated, exciting group of young players. And on any given night, it could be any one of them, a handful of them. Tonight, it was Khalil. KJ, you know, gave us, you know, a great spark that was interesting, you know, what he was doing. You know, so we'll take note of that and take this L on the nose and get ready for a big game on Saturday.
Just to return for a second to Jimmy, it seemed like he was parked in the corner often and maybe not as engaged as we're used to seeing him with sort of the thrust that he plays. Is that because of Tyler and the way things have changed since he's been out, or would you like to see Jimmy more active? It just seemed odd seeing him in the corner that often.
You know, in the first half, like I said, we were down 10. We were playing catch-up. Their pressure was getting us out of where we needed to get the ball going to. In the second half, we had him playing point, you know, just to make sure the ball was in his hands. And then, you know, the game still got away from us. So, you know, that was a frustrating part. Obviously, we need him to be aggressive. We need to get him in spots where he can be aggressive. You know, we know how to do that. This game just got away from us.
I was going to ask you about playing the point. Is that something that you might see more of?
Hey, whatever we got to do, you know. If you know, got to get him activated, put the ball in his hands, play point. You know, he's done it before. We know how to get him going. He knows how to get going. These are not two strangers. Like, you know, it's aberrational. Activate on Saturday.
You mentioned the pressure kind of pushing you guys off the line. Eventually, you got going downhill and got what you wanted in the paint. But did that stretch earlier in the third, just going to Bam against Miles, was that just kind of giving your offense a little breathing room to eventually find where you wanted it?
I mean, we were getting muscled up, you know, by their pressure, bullied out of our normal action. So that was the only place where we could just get the ball and just kind of settle in, you know. But that, you know, also wasn't great still because, you know, I was hitting, you know, some shots in the paint, and then they were coming down getting a scramble and hitting threes, and so during that stretch, whatever, we're pretty efficient offensively, and we're down 10 more points in that stretch. Got to put it all together, and this is a unique team you're playing against, but on any given night, there's a group of us. You catch any one of us on any given night, we can look great. Times we look like you're fighting for consistency. They're one of those teams too. We're one of those teams, and there's a handful of other teams right there where we are, and just got to keep on hammering away at it. Thought we had a little bit of a mini breakthrough after the road trip, and we just got to continue to grind. This is part of our deal.
Was there any point in the fourth quarter that you at least considered getting Jimmy back in the game, even as you guys got closer?
We got it to under 10. As inspiring as that was, we never got it under 10. I was monitoring that. Like I said, that was the only inspiring stretch where we got the game to 10 in other spots, but it wasn't like inspiring. That was hopefully something we can build on with those young guys, which we are. These guys just continue to surprise us every day.
Is there any concern with Jimmy's health or any wellness after the time off and then 2 nights back to back?
No. Look, he went through it. That's 13 days that's a long time to be away from it, and you work out and get back to it. But look, this is about being aggressive, and we got to figure it out. Then I'll figure it out, and then he's got to figure it out too. We got to figure it out. But I think that's an easy storyline. A lot of things just kind of go sideways if you are just like playing in quicksand, and we were never able to get into an offensive flow because a lot of times we were dictated by our energy defensively, and when we're taking command of the game, imposing our will, we were never able to do that. The offense looked a lot better all of a sudden when we're getting some blocks, inspiring plays in that fourth quarter. With that group, then the basket gets a little bit bigger. Things get a little bit more coherent offensively. I think, that would have figured itself out. All right, thank you.